President Trump comes to town today. He heads to Crosby this afternoon to talk oil and gas.
And Janelle Fort is joining us now from Crosby this morning. Janelle, what can we expect from this visit? Do we know?
Russ and Lisa, the president is speaking here at the International Union of Operating Engineers. It's an invite-only event, but sources say that the president is expected to make some big announcements about executive orders that are going to help the oil and gas industry cut through some red tape here in Crosby and across the United States. Now, they aim to speed up pipeline projects and source more production locally. We spoke with residents here. The reaction to the president's visit were mostly mixed. Of the small town of 2,300, 70% voted for Trump in the 2016 election, but on the heels of the Kimco fire that killed one and injured two others, some say an announcement about deregulation of the oil and gas industry is ill-timed and could lead to more accidents. Now, the president is slated to land at Ellington Field this afternoon. In anticipation of the visit, Crosby ISD postponed STAR testing until tomorrow, and students will be released early today. Now, of course, we'll keep you guys updated about road closures and delays caused by the presidential motorcade. And this visit, it won't be long because the president, he has a campaign fundraiser tonight in San Antonio. Sending it back to you guys in the studio.
Okay, Janelle, thank you for that preview.